Hello, teacher. This is Order Available 3. My name is Sebastian Ortiz and my classmate.
Jenita Piero.
Our video is about an interview of Eugenio Derbez. When likes to explain an interview where we'll find concepts that we allow describe the speech acts, metaphors, metonymy, and idioms based on our video. We will explain each example carefully and then how can transform the original sentence into a different speech act. Examples like representative, commissive, expressive, declarative, and directive.
The first topic is speech acts. In our video, we analyze different types of speech acts that appear in the interview between Jimmy Fallon and Eugenio Derbez. For the representative speech act, we choose the moment when Jimmy say, "You're one of the funniest actor I know." Her Jimmy is asking or requires anything, his simple starting sometime he believes to be true. So the function of the sentence is to present information. And the declarative, the interview doesn't really contain a declarative because declarative usually change a situation on the spot, like pronunciation, someone married or fired, so we create one that fits the context. I hereby declare you an honorary dramatic actor. A line like this would official change someone's status at least symbolically, so it functions as a declarative. The next is a expressive act. We select Eugenio line. Thanks for inviting me. This speech act is about expressing an emotion. In this case, he is showing gratitude, so the maintained function is emotional rather than informational. The commissive For the commissive speech act, we use the example where Eugenio say, "I think I'm going to switch to drama because of it." This is commissive because he's committing himself to a future action. He's not just talking about drama. He's saying that he plans to make a change in his career, and that intention makes it a commissive. In the last one, the directive speech is a clear example. Is when Jimmy asks, "Can you tell everyone what the film is about?" Here, Jimmy is trying to get Eugenio to do something, which is to explain the film. This is the essence of directive, guide the listener toward an action.
Well, in the part of metonymy and metaphors, we chosen one metonymy. In the interview, there is in clear example of metonymy. So we created one that would make sense in the same context. Our example is Hollywood finally opened doors to me. Um, this doesn't literally mean that voting open a physical door. Instead, Hollywood is standing in for entire film industry. We use the place to refer to the group of people who work in that place, which is exactly what metonymy is, using one related concept to represent another. This type of expression is common in entertainment to say Hollywood, when we mean the whole industry. Well, for the next, we have two metaphors. For the first metaphors is when Eugenio says people don't take you seriously. Of course, people can take comedians seriously on personal lives. So this sentence is not meant to be taken literally. It's a metaphorical way of expressing that comedians often struggle to be seen as capable of dramatic actors. The metaphor highlights the lack of credibility that comes with being known as a comic actor. The next We have the second metaphor is the line "a voice like watermelon glue," referring to Bob Dylan. This is a very creative and non-literally description. Nobody voice actually sounds like a fruit and glue. Instead, the metaphors help you imagine a strange, unique, or unconventional quality in Dylan's voice. Metaphors like this shows how language helps use paint vivid pictures of abstract qualities, such as the sound of a voice. In the part of idioms, we have two examples. Well, the first idiom we identified is when Jimmy said, "I couldn't believe it was invited again." Even, even though the sentence seems simple in English, this is an idiomatic way of expressing surprise, which doesn't literal meaning he was incapable of believing. He used the phrase to show that he felt unexpectedly honored or amazed to be invited back to the show. So the function of this idiom is to communicate an emotional reaction rather than the literal act of believing or not believing something. Well, in the second idiom, in our analysis appears when Eugenio tells the story of the parking lot, and he says that the attendant thought he was putting on an act. This expression doesn't refer to a real performance. Instead, it's an idiom that means to pretend to fake emotions or to behave in an exaggerated way. In the context of a story, the parking attendant assumed Eugenio was joking or acting dramatically, even though he was actually upset. So the idiom shows the difference between literal acting and the figurative idea of pretending. These idioms helps highlight the tone of the conversation and show how English use figurative expression to communicate feelings, reactions, and attitudes in a more natural and culturally meaningful way. In conclusion, this interview showed that everyday language is full of intentional meaning. Through the speech act, we can see how each line serves a purpose, where it's expressing a feeling, making a request, and storing information. The metaphors and metonymy help to speakers to express and to say better their ideas. Is important for to communication and include these concepts at the time to recognize some expressions in a text or in a video like this. Overall, these helps are important because um, the writers or speakers can use helps to improve your communication and your ideas about the cultural and the expressions like a metaphors or metonymies or something like this. That's all about this presentation, and thanks for your attention.